Welcome to 108 Gate. This is your Taurus April reading. Hope you are well. There is an eclipse happening on the 8th of April. There is Mercury retrograde. There is Chiron here still in Aries, and this is all in the lovely bosom of North Node also being here. So this is quite something in regards to energies that we can work with. Taurus, you being a neighbour to Aries, you may also be feeling it in your own way. Wow, okay. Let's see what we get here. So, there are certain things that you are moving away from because you know that it just doesn't serve your purpose anymore. The thing is, it's taken you quite a while to move away from this. It's taken you quite a decisive moment, a decisive action or decisive actions to take those steps, to make that decision that this is not for me anymore. It may be that it's past plans or past perspectives, past ideas or ideals of how you wanted things to be. You can see now through the reality of it that it's just not going to be that way. So you're having to move away from that. That means in replacement of that, you're bringing up the question to yourself of what now? How do I follow through with things now if I'm not going to be doing it the way I intended to do? If I weren't going to, if I was going to go that way, I'd be going this way, doing it this way, this way, this way. But as you're coming away from certain things, you're understanding that what's left behind is an aspect of love. What's left behind is an aspect of you having to reconnect with certain things. So a part of you is letting go of certain things. A part of you is coming away from certain things. So what I mean by that is you're parting ways. So it's different for if you were just saying I'm going and you're the one that's going. But the painful part of this is, as you are leaving something behind, it's also going to be leaving you behind. It's also going to be letting go of you. So this is possibly why you were not wanting to let go of it in the first place. Maybe this is why your initial plan, your initial structure of your plan was focused around this thing, because you didn't want to let it go. Although you were happy to let go of it and move along yourself, you weren't ready to let go of you. So it's an interesting vibe here. Therefore, looking into this now, you've got the lovers coming in. There's certain things around relationships, and it doesn't necessarily mean it is actually coming in for some of you as a relationship, as in like a partner relationship. But also this is coming in with energies of where this has impacted relationships, where it's impacted your choices, where it's impacted your past. And this isn't up for grabs anymore. It's not on the negotiation table, so to speak. Once you've made a certain choice, once you've made a certain decision, you're going to go in that direction, regardless of if you want to go full haul or not. Whatever you're deciding now is going to kind of make the next of the 20 years, 30 years. It's going to bring that part of the plan to fruition. It's going to kind of ignite the next part of your plan and your path. So Page of Cups, there's a new expression of love. This may be coming in from a source that you didn't expect. This may be coming in from a source that you didn't quite anticipate. So you've got to be careful where you're planting your seeds with a lover. You've got to be careful where you're planting your perspective of where love resides, because it might actually be in a different space, a different place to what you expected. Or as you had to let something go and not be scared of it leaving you, this is what's been rejuvenated. So in the past you may have had that fear of, if I let go of it, it lets go of me, and then I'm done. I'm never going to see it again. I'm never going to have it again. But this is saying that you've had to have that faith and trust in it. So something is rejuvenating. I'm not going to take those. I don't know why they fell out the way they did. Something rejuvenating, something coming to mind, or it may be just like a recollection of how things have been. Like I said, this is a general reading, so it is very many different versions and scenarios coming up. There is a massive like a flow of different scenarios coming up, kind of in line with this, to be honest. Different people's perspective, different people's version of it, but essentially it's the same. That as you let go of something, it let go of you, and it's either come back full circle, or it's letting in something that you didn't expect to let it in the past. So let's keep going. The cards have been really weird for your reading. Okay, so there's a silence, there's a time to reflect, there's a time to understand what am I doing, there's a time to understand what have I been working for, there's a time to understand where am I going. But the thing is, what's happened now, you've been putting your seeds down, you've been putting your ideas down, so you've kind of created, you've partially already created the path that you're going to be going along. So if you are feeling any regrets at this point, or if you're feeling any indecisiveness about certain things, you need to put it to rest, because the way you're going now, you're already in the boat, you're going in that direction, you've already let this go, therefore it's already let go of you, you're already on the new trajectory. So it's about getting to the point of accepting it now. So Queen of Wands, like I said, you've got the action point coming in now. Your feminine is definitely wanting your emotional state to be in alignment with wherever you're heading. Whatever decision it is you've made, whatever choice it is you've made this choice. Now it's kind of like you make your bed and you lie in it. It's not that it's a bad thing, it's not that it's a good thing, it's just keeping it neutral and understanding, I'm choosing this direction, I'm choosing this partner, I'm choosing to do it this way, I'm choosing to not do it that way, I'm choosing. What are you choosing? Making sure you're choosing for the correct version of you. As you step forward with more confidence, as you step forward with more tenacity and more conviction, you are going to see that there's certain things just start stacking up for you. So you may have had a bit of dithering, you may have had a few moments come up of like wondering, what am I doing? You may have had a few moments coming up of questioning the direction you decided to head in, but it doesn't matter. It literally feels like you're winning no matter what you do, as long as you have the correct attitude, as long as you have the correct approach to it, as long as you have the correct perspective of it. If you think about, as an example, all you have is rice and salt. It's not a matter of you only having rice and salt and seeing it as a limitation. You see rice and salt, and then you see, what can I do with this? Can I add this to it? Can I do that with it? How can I cook it this time? Can I do you know what I mean? So it's about you then varying it up. It's about you utilising your resources. It's about you being creative with that. It's about you making sure that you're at peace with the choices you've made, being at peace with the decisions you've made. People are going to try and knock that. So you have to make sure you're juggling things, you are managing things, you are adjusting things appropriately so that you feel that contentment within you. So no matter what someone says, no matter what someone does, no matter what they're coming at you with, you don't doubt it. You are 100% solid in your choice, in your decision, and you are committed to it. That commitment to it starts piling up some real good beneficial energies for you. It starts accumulating more of the stuff that you do want and you do need, rather than being resentful or regretful. So it's really about going into your own space. I think we said this in the last reading for you, that you were kind of scattered. So when you were with someone, you started taking on their energies, their ideas, their whatever, and mutating to become that person. When you're with that person, you start doing the same thing as them, and start doing the same thing as they were expecting to do and having their plans, and you start taking it on. And it was like you weren't understanding who you were in the context of being around other people. So it seems like you've connected with yourself on some level, Taurus. You've connected with who you need to be. So you need to be aware and mindful of when someone else comes to you and they have something that you want, something that you want to do, not to take it on as your own, but let them kind of have that as their experience. It just feels like sometimes you're grasping. It's like, oh, I like the idea of that, I'm going to do it too. I like the idea of that, I'm going to have that too. I like the idea of that, I want that too. So that's where you've kind of tripped up on yourself. So it's like, if someone else is having an experience, I want that too. So you kind of got yourself stuck in a situation and you had to come out of it. Oh, they've had that, I want that too, and got yourself stuck with something. And it's like you kind of have to, I'm going to say, grow out of this, because it's a bit of a I'm seeing like a 2-3-year-old toddler, kind of like, if you have that dummy, I want that dummy. If you have that toy, I want that toy. So it really is something that's unfulfilled in the child development. There's something that needs to be nurtured, needs to be seen, needs to be heard, needs to be loved in your childlike space, whatever that means to you. Because otherwise it feels like you're always grasping for someone else's things, grasping for someone else's ideas, grasping for someone else's lifestyle, and not understanding that you've got to find your own. You've got to do what you need to do for you. I mean, it's cultivate, Taurus. You need to cultivate yourself. You need to cultivate your authentic self. You need to cultivate who you are. Feel into it and really, really honour it. Stop grasping at other people's things. Because the thing is, if that person doesn't give you what you want, when you want, how you want it, you can get a bit annoyed at that person. You can get a bit frustrated with that person or angry at that person, when in truth this is on you. This is you deciding how you do things. So I would suggest you really work on that now, because we really like I said, putting our path into a certain trajectory that you're going to be living that for a certain amount of time. If you stay in this space of like, so-and-so's doing this and I want to be able to do that, so-and-so's doing that and I'm jealous of her doing that, or him doing that, or them doing that, if it's a group, you need to be doing it life, essentially, in a way that's correct for you. So you've got the Magician and the Ace of Wands here, choosing your correct path, choosing the correct direction, making sure that you're utilising your resources, your skills, your know-how, to make sure that you're empowering yourself. This may mean that you need to cut off from certain people for a while, and I don't mean completely isolate yourself, but on some level I do mean isolate yourself. There needs to be a kind of controlled kind of contact. There needs to be a controlled kind of groove with others, because you've got a blurred line, and you need to really have that line defined. You need to have that space defined of, this is me, this is them, because it does feel like you keep blending yourself into other people's worlds, into other people's lives, regardless of if they ask you to or not. It's like you're pushing yourself into spaces where you're not that you're not wanted or not welcome, but you're pushing yourself into spaces where you've left behind. So they've left you behind, but you are feeling as though you have the right to just go back in when you want, to come out when you want, when essentially you kind of gave up that right. I'm saying it with love. So for now, Taurus, this is a really great time to be utilising these energies to deal with this kind of stuff, but I don't think it's going to be easy for you to kind of deal with this, but at the same time it is what it is, and you've made your bed, you've got to lie in it. So for now, peace and love.